What happens when an entire generation of citizens simply stops participating in their own civilization? In 2021, China watched millions of young people embrace lying flat, a deliberate rejection of ambition, career climbing, and consumption. They weren't protesting. They weren't rebelling. They were just opting out. Within months, the government banned all online discussion of it. Why? Because when citizens stop wanting to participate, the game is over. This isn't just happening in China. Across the West, record numbers are checking out. Quiet quitting, NEET rates climbing, birth rates collapsing. People aren't being forced out. They're walking away voluntarily.
The slow burnout isn't some abstract theory. It's the quiet death of everything that once held us together. People aren't stumbling blindly into this mess. They've made deliberate trades. They've swapped morals for a cheap sense of belonging, and respect for the illusion of safety in numbers. You see it every day. Wars rage endlessly. Ukraine's trenches swallowing generations. Middle East conflicts flaring hotter by the week. Global tensions ratcheting towards something catastrophic. And people just don't tolerate it. They'll scroll past the carnage with numb indifference. Corruption festers in plain sight. Politicians line in pockets, while housing prices strangle the youth. Corporations dodging taxes amid record profits. Entire systems rigged to reward the connected. Civil unrest simmers everywhere. From street riots over cost of living spikes to polarized echo chambers, fracturing families, and the erasure of identity. It's systematic. Traditions mocked as backward. Borders treated as suggestions. Histories rewritten to fit fleeting narratives. Most folks aren't oblivious. They see it all. But they've learned that fighting back costs too much. Your job, your friends, your peace of mind. So they choose comfort in disobedience. Pleasure in letting it all fade. And a steady paycheck for keeping quiet. That's the exchange rate now. Truth for convenience. Conviction for compliance. This decay didn't happen by accident. It's cultivated. A culture that openly shames strength, peddles hedonism as freedom, and normalizes collapse as inevitable progress. And at the sharp end of the spear, men. The attack on masculinity isn't a fringe complaint. It's embedded, accepted, even celebrated across media, education, and social norms. Think about it. For decades now, every pillar of traditional male drive, stoicism under pressure, protection of family, unapologetic ambition, has been reframed as toxic. Movies portray dads as buffoons or abusers. News cycles amplify stories of male failure, while ignoring quiet providers. Schools push boys toward emotional openness at the expense of resilience. It's not subtle. Campaigns label competitiveness as aggression, sacrifice as fragility, leadership as domination, and society cheers because it feels empowering to tear down what's strong, or at least It feels that way at first. Why do so many accept this assault? It's not blind hatred. It's human frailty, dressed up as virtue. First, there's the false sense of power. Knocking down masculine strength lets the insecure tower over ruins. Regular people, neighbours, co-workers, online mobs, feel bigger by shaming what's solid, as if dismantling protectors elevates everyone else. It doesn't. It just leaves voids. Women play into it too, often craving control amid the chaos. Endless validation, pampering, and reassurance. It bores them to death. Deep down, many sense the fakeness, the scripted compliments, the performative equality, and it exhausts them. They push back, not from malice, but a hunger for something raw, real, challenging. Control becomes the substitute when authenticity vanishes. Then there are the weak men, the ones who embrace the attack, thinking it gives them leverage. Submission feels like strategy. If I criticize strength, maybe the world won't demand it from me. They retreat into compliance, hoping softness shields them from harsh realities, like economic dead ends, or endless global strife. But here's the brutal truth. They are wrong. The world chews up the submissive first. Attacking masculinity doesn't soften life. It invites predators. These groups aren't coordinating in dark rooms. They are reacting to the same rot. Each feeding the cycle because facing the void alone terrifies them more than collective delusion. Men have drifted far from any true path, and pretending otherwise is pure arrogance. Older generations, boomers and their eco, sit in paid-off homes, gatekeeping opportunities like housing letters and stable jobs, while applauding distant wars from safety. They torched the economy with debt binges and offshoring, then blame the young for lacking grit. Younger men fare no better, numbed by screens. They are obsessed with surfaces, gym selfies, follow accounts, fleeting status game. Modern influencers embody it, parading curated power while offering nothing substantive. The blueprints for legacy, just dopamine hits. Everyone knows the signs. Scream crisis. Rent eating 60% of income in cities like Sydney. Grocery bills doubling. Superannuation dreams evaporating under inflation. Global war drums beat louder. Russia-NATO escalations. China-Taiwan brinkmanship. Resource grabs in Africa. And yet the pursuit stays shallow. Pleasure over purpose. Temporary highs from apps and hookups over building something enduring. I've lived it myself. Raised a family. Chased love. Believed that checked the boxes for complete life. It felt solid until the cracks showed. Kids grow. Partnerships strain under external pressures. And suddenly, you are staring at emptiness. Nothing's permanent when society's foundation is sand. Women aren't the sole architects, but they amplify the descent. Boredom with artificiality drives it home. constant reassurance, pedestal treatment, endless emotional labour. It all rings hollow. They reject the fakeness because it weakens the bond, turns relationships into performances. Weak men fuel this by seeking completion through others, partners as trophies, families as status symbols, validation as oxygen. But those anchors slip when reality intrudes. Job losses, health crises, systemic squeezes, resentment festers. Everyone ends up competing for diminishing scraps, mistaking transactions for fulfillment. Hard work, it buys no shields. Grind solely for stability, and comfort becomes your cage. It sedates ambition, dulls edges, invites complacency. Peg your identity to perceptions, accumulations, others' applause, and you're fragile as glass. No different from chasing gold at any cost. You've traded discipline for ease, and ease erodes everything. Nihilism creeps in, not as rebellion, but necessity. When society engineers suffering, not your thriving, but your managed decline, reasoning fails. Those pulling strings, the narrative enforcers, crave destabilization. Wars, they applaud them openly. Chaos masks economic collapses, resets failed systems, fractures unity into controllable factions. Not every person buys the script, but enough do. Elites profiting from arms and reconstruction. Followers addicted to outrage cycles. Mobs cheering destruction as justice. Greed's baked in. Human. Eternal. Mass deportations or purges. They treat symptoms, not for the moral fatigue poison in the core. You are rinned by it. Traders in friendly skins. Values long sold off. Anger isn't optional. It's fuel. Not seething hatred, but precise indignation at the smallness we've normalized. The betrayals disguised as progress. In this shadow, choices narrow to two brutal paths. Embrace hollow individualism. Grind for sedation. Dissolve into a labelled cog. Distracted, fed, quietly replaced. Or reject the machinery outright. All of it. Modern shackles, shame rituals, surrender scripts. Disrupt from within. Forge personal codes amid the grind. Go down defiant, not deluded. Victory's a myth. The system's eternal. But one path kneels early. The other burns, fierce before fading. The burnout whispers warning. Heed it, or join the ash.